Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between LiquidNazgul as the red Protoss player spawning over here on the bottom left hand side of Steps of War against Naugrim spawning as the yellow Zerg player on the top right hand side of Steps of War. So this is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg matchup. Now, as I've said before, Steps of War is a rather small map, so it does open up to a lot of Zergling rushes. Queens, as long as they remember to spawn creep tumors, can get a lot of creep tumors around the map and essentially have those Zerglings, those Hydralisks, and those Roaches moving very quickly and quickly deployed to the rest of the field. Taking a look, we have Naugrim now moving out with that single Overlord. Overlord going to be trying to do some scouting, perhaps trying to get some sight into LiquidNazgul. LiquidNazgul most likely going to go for that Gateway Cybernetics Core Robotics Facility build, as I've seen him go, or perhaps he'll try to change it up a little bit in this game between against Zerg for Protoss. I don't know what exactly LiquidNazgul's strategy is when playing against Zerg. Perhaps LiquidNazgul just has a hard time playing against Terran, as we've seen as he tries to play against Lucifron. Naugrim now moving out with that Overlord. Probe now coming in, taking a look. There is in fact that spawning pool on that backside, so no early hatchery. That looks to be about a 13 spawning pool, yeah. So with the 13th drone building that spawning pool, more drones now being produced, gathering up a large number of minerals. So I do not see an extractor yet. So without that extractor, that can either mean that perhaps he's going to try to go, is that an Overlord? No. He may be trying to go for a hatchery or trying to go for a queen. And now out goes that drone, and that drone's going to make a mad dash for this one particular spawn location. Is he going to go for a hatchery? Yes, is going for that hatchery. So early hatchery as opposed to anything else. Going for the early hatchery for that economic advantage. Then we do have the spawning pool now up, queen being produced, and now fully saturated. Zerglings now moving out. So we'll see how LiquidNazgul is going to in fact try to counter this. Zealots now being produced as well. Taking a look at the army sizes. The army sizes is in fact 200 versus 100. We have a single Zealot now coming in, going to start trying to take down this hatchery. That single unit trying to fight back, and now in comes some probes, in comes some Zerglings. Zerglings may try to take down that Zealot, and that's not a very smart move. And then two Zerglings quickly getting taken down, and another Zealot coming in to join in on the fight to try to take down this hatchery. More Zerglings coming in. No Zerglings not coming in yet, as that hatchery still trying to be built. Zealots may be able to get it down. Drones coming in over as well in order to try to get a little bit of a fight in, and those Zealots and the probe now trying to come back away. So a third Zealot joining the mix. So 3 Zealots and a single probe trying to fight back. Queen now on this low ground. So this queen acting over here to try to ward away any additional Zealots. And now taking a look, we do in fact have the creep down. Drones are in place, or the drone's going to try to build any additional buildings, and more Zerglings coming in. Once again, spawning larvae, and those Zealots now running off into that main base, and that's going to be a very, very nice tactic. Using that high ground perhaps, and using that little bit of a choke point, as those Zerglings will not be able to really truly surround those Zealots. Queen now may try to get in a couple quick slashes, as that Queen does in fact have, 2 or 3 range, the same range as a Roach. The Queen now trying to run away from those Zealots. Drones and Zerglings, and are now a Roach coming up that ramp. So LiquidNazgul's units are going to be surrounded very soon and get taken down very easily, as Roach is now coming in as well. Queen trying to get in a couple free hits. Zealots are going to get taken down. Drones now once again starting to go back and mine, and down goes that rest of that attack force. So LiquidNazgul losing a lot of those units fairly early, and now we have a Stalker and a Sentry being produced. That Stalker is going to be able to shoot down that Overlord so easily, and that is really going to affect Naugrim's ability to be able to produce any additional units, as he will be upside down in supply in just a moment. Secondary pylon now being produced. That secondary pylon, most likely there not for supply as much as being able to reinforce that single gateway. Gateway now being produced down over here. So triple gateway and a single forge. So that forge most likely going to be getting that weapons upgrade momentarily. LiquidNazgul mining out fairly, or almost saturating this gold mine, pretty much mining at 100%, or at what I call 80% efficiency. You can always mine a little bit more, but it's just not worth the number of probes to get that final 10% sometimes. Sometimes, however, LiquidNazgul and Protoss players, I've seen Calgo Mood like to get additional probes just so that when they do have that natural expansion up and running, they can transfer those probes more easily. and then start saturating that gold mine much more quickly. We have a sentry, 2 sentries in, followed by a single photon cannon shooting that Zergling in the face. Zergling just leaving a little poor mess on that sidewalk of that ramp. Zerglings and roaches now trying to gather over here, taking a look. I do not see a layer tech yet, so no layer tech. And now roaches and Zerglings once again just still moving out and about. No additional queens, only a single queen. No queen for every single one of their own own hatcheries. Now that queen going to be running over here, walking very slowly on that creep as they get a movement debuff almost when trying to walk on that creep. When we're trying to walk on non-creep, once again trying to just get additional get additional larvae up and running. Taking a look at the income with what 800 for Naugrim versus the 705 for LiquidNazgul. So LiquidNazgul, although he has more workers, not able to mine as efficiently, quickly taking down that Zergling. So Zergling getting taken down, warp gates now being warped in. So triple warp gates, using that chrono boost in order to get some immortals. So those immortals now going to be joining in on that fight. LiquidNazgul also bringing in some more zealots. Taking a look, we are getting that weapons upgrade as well. Nexus is trying to, perhaps we'll get another a forge upgrade on that, or a chrono boost on that forge in order to shave off 10 seconds. No, gonna get it on that immortal instead. Not sure. Well, also getting a nice observer, so that observer will be able to benefit from that one build. Now we have a couple of zealots moving off to the side as Zerglings now trying to move in. Zealots may in fact try to engage 4 zealots versus 3 Zerglings. Not quite sure why they aren't trying to engage, as those Zerglings once again moving away, just kind of fluttering on the ground right there. And, well, Observer now moving out, so the Observer will be able to, in fact, give sight. Those poor Zerglings will not be able to run through there. A very, very large army, in fact, for LiquidNazgul, very, very diverse number of units. In fact, has those Stalkers, and now trying to take down some of those Zerglings, so trying to push them back away once again. A third Immortal joining the army, and the Forge nearing completion. So we're going to have 3 Immortals, Zealots with that weapons upgrade, moving out. They are going to in fact be able to see those immortals, so immortals quickly getting taken down, and now we have a large number of roaches and a large number of Zerglings. 16 roaches, or 2 rows of roaches and 4 rows of Zerglings. We'll see if those Zerglings will in fact be able to swarm. No use of that creep tumor, so without that creep tumor it's going to be very difficult for Naugrim to really get the proper positioning. A creep tumor right here would be absolutely perfect in order to try to be able to surround those units. And right here, this fight obviously is going to look, oh, very nice use of force field by those sentries, as this fight is going to definitely go in favor of LiquidNazgul. LiquidNazgul getting that Guardian Shield, very nicely done, blocking off the escape of those units as they once again re-engage. Roach is trying to focus down these units, but Naugrim is going to have to say GG, as those force fields just able to stop any additional, anywhere for those units to run. And now Naugrim sitting on 300 food or 300 mineral army against a 1950. Those Zerglings have no way to get down past that force field, and that's going to be GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 matchup here on Steps of War. I think I have game 2 in this matchup as well.